Hey guys, so today I am doing a tutorial for a very simple look. I'm going on vacation in a couple days, so I like to kind of try my makeup in my little bag beforehand to make sure that I have gotten everything right. And I like to try different variations of looks with just what's in that bag and sticking to it. And that way I can see whether or not I'm missing something, did I forget something, did I overpack something. So I'm going to do a what's in my travel makeup bag separately because this video is going to be a little bit I feel like it's going to be a little longer. But I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. My hair, and it's just simple. I just recently dyed it, so it's much darker. And I'm just going to show you how I do my makeup. This is exactly how it would be if you were getting ready with me. This is what it would be. So this is kind of like my vacation trip get ready with me. I don't know, but I'm just going to kind of show you some things that are in that bag as I use them and kind of why and how I use them. And sort of give you some little tidbits throughout the video. I'll do, like I said, a separate what's in my makeup bag for travel separate, and then also give you some travel tips in a separate video. So you'll see me dressed the same in another video. So you'll get those tips separately. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the full face tutorial. Alright, so my trip is coming up in a couple of days, and I've already selected all of my makeup items that I want to bring with me, and I will share with you guys what those are, maybe in a separate video, or if I have time, I'll incorporate that into this video. So I'm going to be working from my little makeup bag, and I'm using a really small bag to take just the necessities and the bare minimum. And this bag here is an old print, and it's by Sonia Kashuk, and you can get styles like this at Target. And I've put everything in here ahead of time just because for me that helps keep me organized, and also I work from that bag days in advance, and I can see where there's any holes of anything that I need to put in there or take out. So that's kind of the idea that we're going to do with this video. And I am taking my Bare Minerals. I have the original. This is just what I use. So I'm going to go for that. And I just have moisturizer on. I haven't done anything special. I don't have a primer because I'm not currently using one, so I'm not going to pack that. I've also been using the Morphe E8. These are the old style of the Elite. I believe the E8 currently looks very similar, but this style of brush has been working really well for applying my minerals, and I have really enjoyed it because it's kind of small, but allows me to sort of buff the foundation in pretty easily. So I'm going to work with it from the cap. And I'm going to start on the center, or the center portions of my face, like the nose and the chin area. And I'm just kind of buffing this in circular motions. And you will see how much I'm actually going to use. I know it sounds like I keep tapping in there, but when I do, I have just a tiny bit in there. And I'm going to sort of work this into my skin. I'm going to go over these little areas here very gently to conceal these blemishes, but I'm also going to kind of tap because I don't want to disrupt this. This blemish does hurt kind of in a way. It's still kind of tender, and I'm just going to kind of pat this over, and as you can see, it just minimizes it, and I'm not trying to do a full coverage, so this for me is good. Now, I do like to use a crease brush. This is the Morphe E27 for applying the same minerals as my concealer. So again, taking some in the cap and using this crease brush to buff this into my lids and under eye area. And then whatever's left, I just like to take it and kind of come around the nose and a little here. But throughout the day, if I'm wearing sunglasses, it'll be kind of like an imprint, which I hate, but just put a little bit on there. Not too much, because then that imprint will kind of have like a mark of the foundation. Even powders have that problem, so it's not just liquid foundations. And that's basically my routine for minerals pretty much on a regular basis. Now, if I were doing liquid foundation, I would zip through it just as quickly, just because on vacation or on trips, I don't want to spend a lot of time doing my makeup or spend most of my morning doing makeup instead of enjoying where I am and visiting things and places, and you know, I want to be quick with it. Alright, so I need to do brows, and I have 3 different products for brows. I have the Maybelline Brow Define and Fill Duo in soft brown, and this has a powder on one end and a pencil, and then I also have the Benefit Gimme Brow, which is a volumizing fiber brow gel that's tinted. I wear shade number 3. These are the 2 products, and it doesn't take a lot of space. I have a powder and a pencil, and also a tinted gel, so I can do whatever I feel like in that moment. I'm going to go in with the Maybelline, with the pencil side, and this is in the shade Soft Brown. So this is the defining side, and then the brow powder is the, what does it say? Filling powder. So I'm going to work this like on the underside of my brow, like so, and then just on this under part here, where I need a little extra, and then right up in this area here where I'm missing a little bit of hair there that just won't grow back, and the top section. So basically almost like you create an outline with this pencil, and I've been using this for a few weeks now. I'm going to see how it works because I did recently color my hair. I know you can't really tell, but it's much darker and deeper than it used to be in tone. So we're going to see how this works. I might have to go buy another shade if it doesn't. And then what I'm going to do is take the actual other end, which is a kind of foam tip that kind of presses into like a pressed powder, which is the brow powder. And I'm just going to lightly kind of flick this through the brow, and it's going to fill in the majority of my brow and also help soften out the line. Alright, so brows are done, and I've used my brow gel so they're nice and in place and groomed exactly the way I want to. So now I'm going to finish the rest of the face, and I have a small size of the Bare Minerals Warmth, which is what I use as my bronzer, and I've also used it as my blush, and it works really well, and I love the tone of it. It looks a little bit weird when you first look at it. You're like, that's intense, and it is if you use too much. I'll show you. Hopefully the camera will focus there. So it's pretty dark and intense, and I like to use a Morphe E3, which is just a big fluffy brush. Start kind of adding this, and it gives you a nice pretty color, and it almost mimics the tone of like a natural tan. And I use this all over, not just typical bronzing. I also take it onto the apples of the cheek and through the chin, down the center, lightly through the center of the face, and around like the temples. This adds so much color and just some life to my skin that sometimes this is all I do. And then I'll take it just lightly through my lids. Alright, and then another thing that I have been doing lately is taking a little bit of some translucent powder with a damp beauty sponge and just pressing this over my minerals, because when you blend these minerals in, they become really creamy. So it does look like I'm using a liquid or a cream foundation. So I kind of want to mattify sometimes a little bit more, especially like in this part here and over the eyelids to prevent any creasing. I usually do this when I do liquid foundations, but I'm going to do it with my minerals, and I have been, and it does help, especially like right here where I do get some excess oil, right in this part here. And through the nose, because I do get sometimes some oil like on my nose and in this spot like right here. Then I'm also going to take a little bit of it into the cap and then work it into the sponge and then just press that just quickly over the lids. Alright, so now it's time for the eyes, and to be honest with you, sometimes I just do mascara, sometimes just eyeliner. Then other times I do a little bit more depending on what I've got going on for the day. In my little bag I have my Viseart, which I love, and this is the Color Theory palette in the Minx, so the warm tones, and I could do so much with this. What I'm going to do is start with applying the light color from this palette, and that's going to go all over my lids. Now, this does have a bit of a, I don't know, on camera it's probably not picking up, but against my skin tone, it does have a subtle kind of peach tone to it. It's not as white or ivory. Now for my brow highlight, I'm just going to use my highlighter for my face, which I could do that now. And I'm going to use a pencil brush for that. And the only highlighter that I have packed is the Balm Mary Lou. So I'm going to take that with a pencil brush. This is the MAC 219, and hit the highest point of my brow. Been doing better about highlighting my brows lately, and it does make a difference. And then for my crease brush, I have this double-ended brush. This is from Royal and Land Nichols, the crease and smudge brush, so I can make use out of both sides. I'm going to go in with the crease, and I'm going to go in with this tan here. And when I'm on vacation, like I said, I'm trying to just zip through this, because usually I have a toddler and a husband that is just sitting on the couch waiting for me to be done. So, you know, I don't want to make them wait. So I try to just do the bare minimum, and this is pretty much what I feel comfortable with. And these Viseart eyeshadows, I can tell you that they'll probably be some of the easiest shadows to work with and blend. They do the work for you. So I highly recommend that you pack things that are dependable, that you can count on to always work for you. No matter how much or how little you use, have that dependability, because it makes a difference on your trip. Believe me, I've learned that the hard way. Because I refuse to be up at dark 30 so that I have like full beat face just to go go-karting. No. It's not my thing. Next, I want to do the under eyes and add a little bit of color. Now, I have two different pencil brushes. The one that I use for like highlighting, and then one that I'm going to use specifically for dark tones. So I'm going to start with that tan and just slap this sucker on. Now, I did pack a liner brush. This is the Morphe M160, the 1/16 of an inch. Very, very small. And if I wanted to darken up any lower lashes or line the upper lashes really closely with like a dark color, I could just take this, and I'm going to resort to my palette here for my mirror. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this to this outer corner here, really close to the root of my lashes. And then I'm going to come in here in a moment with my finger and just soften out those edges. I'm going to go back with my eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to mix these two top shades. One is matte and one is shimmery. And I'm just going to kind of press this really quickly onto my lid, just for a bit of a glow here. And by mixing the matte and the shimmer, it's going to create like a soft kind of satiny glow. Black. And I'm going to use the Jessie's Girl, and I'm going to tight line first with my NARS pencil. Alright, so the Jessie's Girl is a liquid liner with a felt tip, so it's going to have some more like firmness, so it's not going to be as flexible as liquid liners that have a brush tip. So I'm going to take this and just quickly run this across the upper lashes. Do it a little bit thicker on this outer part. Really liking this liquid liner, by the way. It's really, really good. But it feels like nothing, so I don't know when I'm going to run out. And I hate to run out after doing one eye and I'm like, oh crap, I have nothing else to use. But I think I'm going to have to pick up another one of these. It's really good. Mascara is the next thing. The only one that I have is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. It has been my favorite and go-to since I've been testing it out for the last couple of weeks. I did a review on it. It is very, very good. Now for the lower lashes, I do have a separate mascara. And I'm trying to find it. I just have, oh, here we go. I have the Clinique High Impact. This is just a mini sample that I have that I use for the lower lashes just because the brush on this is a little too big. And sometimes when I'm rushing, I do get smudges, so I just prefer to use something that has a much smaller brush. And it doesn't flake or smudge on me. And this is just, I think, just the black color. Lipstick, this is the Kate Moss, the Nudes by Rimmel London in number 45, which I think I'm going to go for this. Again, these are colors that I love to wear. And I can put them on anywhere, without a mirror, in the car, doing my eyes closed. And I do like to use a little bit of the liquid lipstick, and I do take some on the back of my hand. Because with this, I noticed that it's good to use like my finger and just pat it very thin. And one last thing, we have to add some glow. Take my Mary Lou and the e.l.f. small tapered brush and applying just a little bit of this to the tops of my cheekbone and down my nose. Just a little bit. Alright, so that completes the look. I told you before, this is rapid fire, and honestly, if you were standing there next to me while I'm getting ready and doing my makeup on vacation, this is exactly what I would do. In the same order, the same amount of speed, it would be the exact same way. I just took my hair out of a messy bun with a clip, and since I washed it before, it's got a little bit of wave, but it's not dirty. I put a little dry shampoo in it, and stuck in my earring, and not a whole lot going on. Like I said, I'm not a hair person. I curl my hair very rarely, but when I'm on vacation, I don't do any of that. I just wash and dry my hair when I have to. It's either down, a side braid, two braids, messy bun, a top knot, whatever. But on vacation, I want to be as free as a bird. I don't want to have to deal with looking a specific way or doing my hair curling and always having it looking put together, and I just want to enjoy my time with my family. It's a no fuss thing, and that's kind of what it's been like for me day to day, and I sort of carry that into my vacation as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this type of video, and I will have everything listed down below just in case any of you are interested in trying anything that I use in today's video. Thank you for spending some of your day here with me. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos in the future. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. It's always listed in the description bar. If you want to follow me there, you can, and I will definitely snap a little bit throughout my trip, so you guys get to see that as well. And I will talk to you all very soon. Bye-bye.